everyone, welcome back to 25 Sweetpeas. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create this fun manicure. So it starts off as a rather simple Skittles manicure. I'm using a whole bunch of China Glaze shades plus an Orly shade, and all of these shades have been showing on the screen so you can see all the names. Plus I'll have all of that in the description box down below, but we're going to be leveling these up with some flakies from What's Up Nails. I found out that I was obsessed with applying flakies to my nails last year, but because it is rather a messy-ish task and it makes you like hold your breath, I haven't done it in a while, but we're doing it today. And I'm actually going to be using the same tool that I shared with you guys the other day. That tool that I use for like cleaning up around my nails, we're actually going to use it to apply. Before we apply the flakies though, I want to make sure like it's completely clean, doesn't have any leftover polish from, using it as a cleanup tool. But I went over it with some nail polish remover and we're ready to go basically. Here is a look at the flakies. These are from What's Up Nails. They come in like this little pod, and this are called the Aurora Supreme flakies, which I would say are on the warm tone side of flakies, and they're really, really pretty. They're big, they're fragile, and they will go all over the place. So whenever you open the little pod there, be careful. Don't breathe, don't sneeze. Be very careful with your inhales, exhales, and sneezing and all of that. So, allergy season might not be the best. But anyway, we're going to get to going here to actually apply these. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be applying a fresh base coat on top of the polish that we've already put on. So I'm going to be grabbing my Orly Bonder base coat, which is the one I've just been using lately. It is described as a rubberized base coat. It dries pretty quick and it is pretty tacky as well. So while I get a little piece of paper to kind of cover my surface, because the flakies are going to get everywhere, I would suggest grabbing a piece of paper or something to work on top of and try to confine the mess. May or may not work. But we are going to go ahead and get going here and have some fun. So we're going to work one nail at a time, which is pretty important to know. So let's go. We are going to work, like I just mentioned, one nail at a time, but I think an important thing to do is have your whole space set up too. So like open that nail polish bottle so it's quick and easy to grab. Put on one coat of it on one of your nails, and then go in with your little tool, dip it into the pod, breathe very carefully, and just dab it on top of the wet nail. Now, because we're using a base coat on top of an already dried polish, you shouldn't get any polish picking up onto the tool, so you can dip your tool back into the pod to get the little glitters and flakies and such. And then if you're having troubles getting any of them to stick, honestly, you can just use your finger. So dab it with your finger, push all the flakies into the nail, and that is fine. You will have glitter all over your hands when you're done, but they will wash off later. So quickly put on that base coat again to your next nail on top of a color and just continue to apply. I liked doing the tapping method with this tool, but you could, like, if you don't have this tool, you can actually just dip another finger into the pod and just tap it on. Since you are going to be putting a top coat on top, like even if you like dent your nails of any way because of like pushing too hard or something, it's going to be filled in with the top coat later on. So no worries about that. And actually, that's a pretty great thing, because if you like dent too much, it's not going to be noticed because the flakies are going to be so eye-catching. I'm going to zoom you guys in so you guys can see these up close. If you're finding that your tool is not applying as many flakies as you would like, you might want to like take a teeny break and clean it off with some nail polish remover, or clean off your finger, maybe go wash it and get the extra flakies off, and then continue reapplying. And you're just going to continue. Don't worry about the mess. Whenever you do wash your hands later on, the flakies do kind of like dissolve in the water, so if they get on your skin, not a big deal. But we are almost done with this hand, and then I'm also going to speed you guys through the other hand, because I wanted to show that this manicure can be done on both hands. Doesn't matter how messy you are. If you're not ambidextrous, because I am not ambidextrous, this actually can be done because you don't have to be super careful, which kind of makes it a really great manicure in my opinion. Now, after you are done with your flakies, I would suggest tapping them all in on the nails that you even think are dry, just so that it gets like any extras off, and whenever you do go to put on top coat, it doesn't pull any flakies out with that brush. And the other thing that I found very helpful to do before I put on my top coat is to go over my nails with like a fan brush. That way it pulls off any extra flakies and gets any off the skin that might be super loose. Most likely you're still going to have some left, and you can probably see them floating through the air here as I do this. And it's not a big deal. Just don't do it too hard that you put indentions on your nails, since it is a brush and probably not a nail polish brush. So then after you're done with that and you're content, you don't necessarily need to go over it with nail polish remover or anything, in my opinion anyway. I would just make sure it's all the loose stuff is gone, put on your top coat, and then of course whenever your top coat is 100% dry and it's been a while, you can just go in, wash your hands, use a nail brush, get all those extra little flakies off. But honestly, they come off super well and they kind of just dissolve into the water, so makes that cleanup. You will still have a very lovely sparkly workspace for a few days, most likely. That's why it's definitely important to protect your workspace. So if you don't want flakies always on your desk, you can have a quick way to get rid of that. But you're just going to put on your top coat and then you are good to go. Now, depending on the type of top coat you are using, I would suggest possibly finding a thicker top coat. But because of these being flakies, I feel like they kind of like absorb some of the top coat. So I felt like I still needed 2 coats, even though I was using a really nice, thick and juicy looking top coat. Which, by the way, I am using the Zoya Naked Manicure Ultra Glossy Seal on top, which I really do like. It is a good top coat, and it has the bigger brush with the white lid. I really like this one. And then here is a look at the final manicure. It is so much fun. You can shift your fingers outside in the sun, and you catch all the different colors, and it's just, I really love it. It's so happy, and I think it's really fun to wear on a Skittle manicure, because since it is kind of a messy manicure, you're gonna get a whole bunch of colors all at once, and you don't have to redo it subsequent times. Like if you wanted to see what it looked like in turquoise, you wanted to see what it looked like on orange, like you've got it all going on at once, which I think makes it super fun. So that is officially it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will talk to y'all very soon. Bye!